Hello, this is part 2 of the social networks analysis, or an introduction of how to put social networks to use in the ESOL classroom. This is being presented by Steve McCrea. That's my contact information, freeenglish.lessons@gmail.com. You can find me on Orkut and Facebook, and I'm working on getting profiles on SciWorld and High Five. We're looking today at how do you use Facebook. Now, the question is, why use Facebook? Let's have a look at the variety that we have inside Facebook. This is the website for 2009 Tesol Convention. If we look at the presentations, this is a list of all the presentations. I did a search on Facebook and find 14 writing lessons using Facebook. We have over here Going Beyond Facebook, Facilitating Language Learning. If we look under Social Networking, we get Social Networking and Web 2.0 in the classroom, and Using Social Networks to Improve Language Learning. So this is right at the edge of what we can be doing as teachers. And so what I'm going to introduce you now is, what does it look like as a teacher to be receiving emails from a student? And so what we want to do is look at what a typical student would go through. To set up an ebook system, you need to have extra web. You need to have a web presence, and it's usually a good idea to have lots of, well, what shall we say, interesting things available. So I'm going to show you what it looks like to have additional web materials. As a teacher, what you will find is that it's very useful to have multiple accounts, because you can use it to demonstrate. You can also separate your accounts. Here's an example. This right here is my Steve English teacher account. Okay? It has a friend suggestion. It has all sorts of things happening over here. What we're looking at is, here's one of the teachers. She's happy today, it says. You can click on here and you see something interesting going on. You can click and Steve is, type in something like he's happy, and then it posts. That post will pop up wherever you have a connection. So it pops up here, and then it should pop up here if I'm linked. Now, the way you can find out if someone is linked is you put their email address up in the corner. freeenglish@gmail.com. Okay. So it's going to go and look and says, aha, there is a connection. They can send a message. So we can say, hi. This message is sent. Now we look over here to see if there's going to be something in the inbox. Look at the inbox, and bingo, there's the message. What is very stimulating about this, I see a picture, and when you click, you get the answer. You put the reply right there, and they're typically very short replies. As a teacher, I'm connected with the student also by looking down in my corner here. I can see down here my online friends. If I click here, there's Steve, English teacher, right there. I can start a chat right on the side. I use this as a way of stimulating the student to let them think, I'm thinking about that person. It takes 30 seconds just to click and see who else is online and send them a quick message. You know, you're doing good, very well in class today. I really liked what your presentation looked like. It can just be little short statements to sort of get people motivated. Teachers ask me, how do you use Facebook on a daily basis? I look at their homework. They can send me homework, just as we saw that short message. I can look at their wall messages, their photo uploads, and their tags. Now, this is an example of how I start off the day. I'm the teacher. I click on my home page and I see I've got a friend request and I see what some of the students are doing. Let's try to get closer there and see if we can see some of this. The Steve, English teacher, is happy. So I'm so happy about that. I can comment, drop a little comment too. Jan is sleeping. Okay, I don't have to bother him. Over here, we've got friend requests. Down here, two of my students tagged in photos. And then Wen Ming has posted a photo. If I click here, that's his account. If I want to see the photo larger, I click on the photo and it shows where it's located. Thinking, aha, this was done in the Bahamas, because see, there's the tag, tells me the album, says the other student that posted it, and I can go and look at the album and say, oh, how interesting what you were doing. I can then send, by sharing, I can share this album or a particular photo. If I want to talk about this pretty photo here, and then look down here, there's the share. I can hit share, and now I'm seconds away from my homework. I just type in the class level. Let's say this is my class level 6. That's a list of students there. I haven't had to type anything except one number pops up. Write about this interesting photo. Tell me what you think is happening in the photo. Now, some of the students in my list know Keita, so they can go and visit him, and the students tend to know how to use the website very well. Now, if I wanted, I can also share this with that funny student, Steve, English teacher, right? And the same message pops up because it's the most recent message. I just sent a message with this photo, so I don't have to retype. In fact, if I share this again, I can make this with my other level class. This is my 9 o'clock class. I can get them to write about the same thing. January. Yeah, there it is. This is my level 5 class. Okay, talk about this, guys. That gives you a sampling of what we do when we're doing friend requests. What about that class list? Okay, we're going to have to go to a second part of this because we're hitting 9 minutes. I want to keep the size of this relatively short. So that was part 1. This is being presented by freeenglish lessons@gmail.com. Part 2 coming up.